What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, thank you for joining us. Before we get into today's video, I would like to share with you guys that this is something new that I've never done before. I'm very excited to share this with you guys. It was an honor to create something like this, and I had a lot of fun creating this with my brother back here. So really thankful for him and Scarlet. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
My name's Esau Moreno, and I live out here in Wichita, Kansas, and I ride Scarlet, my 2005 Heritage Softail. The favorite thing about my bike is the color. I like that dark cherry. Its name is Black Cherry, actually, the name of the color, which I love very much. It's cammed also, which I love the sound of it. Probably one of my favorite things is how it sounds, and she pops a lot. She pops. It has 16-inch ape hangers on it right now, straight bars. I'm not too sure what the brand is, but it does have 16-inch handlebars. Yeah, so I was able to attain my Heritage Softail back in February of this year. It's my first ever Harley, first ever bike actually. And the circumstances were, at the time, did get my heart broken. So it was kind of a rough time of the year for sure. But my brother ended up convincing me to end up getting this Harley because I had two different vehicles at the time. I had one new one that I had just got, and then a 1995 Miata that was a little project car. So he ended up convincing me to sell that little Miata and use that and get this Harley. So yeah. Riding for me is definitely a mental escape. It's like a form of therapy, I would say. Even on the good days and especially on the bad days, all I want to do is hop on it and just go for a ride and clear my head. And if there's one thing I love doing when I ride, it's just thinking and praying and talking to God for sure. And I just love, it being just me, the road, and my thought process. So the style of my bike is definitely a V-Cholo style bike. And what made me choose that is just, I am obviously Hispanic, so the culture around growing up and just my heritage and my heritage growing up speaks a lot into why I ride this bike and why it looks the way it looks. When I think of Harley-Davidson, what comes to mind is definitely just pure nostalgia. My childhood growing up, all I can remember was just seeing my dad and all my uncles riding their Harleys and, getting scared of them when I was a kid. Them being loud and mom yelling at my dad because he was scaring us with the bikes whenever we were younger. But growing up, definitely got to get more of a liking to him, and especially whenever my bigger brother got his bike, definitely lit a fire in me to want to get mine at some point. And here we are. And yeah, it just gives me a lot of nostalgia, makes me think of my childhood growing up, and relates back to all the music I was brought up on, all that classic rock, Bob Seger, the Eagles, my favorite, and everything of that nature. It's been a dream of mine to be able to ride with my dad and my brother, and now we're doing it. Personally, I wouldn't like to ride anything else other than a Harley-Davidson. Maybe that's a controversial opinion, but to each their own, of course. When it came to learning how to ride, shout out to my brother for sure, because he did most of the learning for me, most of the teaching, I should say, and I did most of the learning. But he took me to a lot of parking lots, and we did a lot of riding around, almost hit a few poles sometimes, so that was fun. But he just really taught me the basics. My dad actually ended up buying the Harley course for me to take, and let's just say I didn't fulfill that. Yeah, so I don't really have any upcoming trips planned quite yet, but one of my dream trips is hopefully going to happen next year, and that would be me, my brother, and my dad all taking a ride to the Grand Canyon to go see the beautiful thing. One trip I would also like to take would be just to go to Oregon. I would love to ride to Oregon. I think that's the nature over there is very, very beautiful. and just really ride the coast of the Pacific Northwest. I think that'd be so cool. If you guys have made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. Me and Scarlett here really appreciate it. We appreciate you listening to me rant on about her and the story about her. So yeah.